Quickly and finally, as it relates to leading up to the party's Congress um, in August, coming out of that, just out of the Congress, has there any, has, is there any plan as it relates to, if I should name it this, Team Van West Charles, looking towards local government election, bearing in mind the challenge, um, whether or not it's successful, what is the plan of Team Van West Charles leading to local government elections?
Well, I don't know the Team Van West Charles, but I think the party, I think one of the things that we'll have to do with the party is continue to look at this issue very carefully, because I think local government is a very critical issue. But we cannot go forward with the same construct of local government. We have to move to clearly the point to see how we empower the people within the local government system and really empower them, to give them that role to participate in their development within their respective communities and not play a game. When you say empower, it means that the resources are going to go to them. Government needs to establish better government frameworks to ensure that things are fair, contracting processes are fair. If you've got work to be done, infrastructural works in a village, the local government and the citizens in that village, they need to be directly involved and know what is going to happen and why it's going to happen. Is it making sense, the investment? Because, you look at some of the issues in some of the local government, they are investing money in digging a drain, but no one is, sometimes haven't got an engineer involved to say, look, this drain here that you're digging is part of a network. So your investment in clearing this drain makes absolutely no sense in improving the drainage of the community. And it's what we have to do if we want to improve the drainage is dig this plus that. And so you've got to bring the professional and technical class in these areas into the decision making, into the support mechanisms at the local government level. But allow the citizens. I participated in some programs while I was with PAHO in Chile, for example, using a methodology called Citizens Consensus, in which you've got to have programs whereby the engineers or the professional groups will make a presentation based on the situation that is occurring in that community. And then they are presenting to the citizens in that community. The citizens will move away, and they will have their own discussion based on the information given to them by the professional group. Then they come back, there's further dialogue, exchange, etc. But the citizens are the ones driving this issue. And the professional group is supporting. We've got to come to the point, even if you look, I'm a physician, and sometimes in the third world, and probably sometimes even here in the Caribbean, when you say to a physician, well, I need a second opinion, some physicians don't take it nicely. But you have a right to have a second opinion, right? And therefore, you no longer are acting as an agent on the part of the people. The people have got to be empowered to give direction to their own interests of development, but not to the exclusion of knowledge. Knowledge becomes the central driver to these processes. And that's where the technicians, the professional group will come in. But also remember, some of the citizens who are also professionals, but even if they're not professionals, they have some experience in these areas. So you bring the experience, you bring the knowledge together from the professionals and the evidence, and then you arrive at a good conclusion as to what has to be done in that community. But you cannot leave the citizens. The citizens have got to be the principal stakeholders in development. And you've got to bring them into this thing.
Quickly to wrap up, two quick questions. One, what is the branding of the grouping that you're working with to challenge the current leadership? Because I know there must be, Aubrey Armstrong has any role as it relates to the current challenge. Where does he fit in to the challenge to the leadership?
I don't know. I just know that Aubrey Armstrong is I know him. I know Aubrey very well. He's a member of the Central Exec. He conducted or facilitated the last retreat of the party, and we haven't seen that report as yet. I haven't seen the report as yet. I know it was presented at the General Council, but again, I think it's important that the membership would have access to the report of the retreat. But I don't know, where he is in this whole process. There are a lot of rumors around, and if you get up in rumors, I think that's not good. So until he declares, and look, my position is, competition is good for the party. What you need, a fair process, fair accreditation, fair verification, ensure who is voting is the delegate to vote, the counting of the ballots in front of everyone at the time of Congress. The ballots are not moving from the auditorium into any room. It's in the presence of everyone. If there is no objection, have external people manage the process so that there are no questions. I think that those are the important principles that should guide us, and not be caught up in who is competing or not. Anybody can compete, because there's a nomination process in the party. So I have gone out and I have indicated, and I obviously am working, but that doesn't mean that there may be 10 people at the time of the Congress who are competing for the position. It's to ensure that the membership understands what each of these persons who are competing would have to say, and that they have equal opportunity to communicate with the delegates and the membership of the party in moving this process forward. So it's not getting caught up with whether this person is running or that person is running. Anybody can run. And, one of the things I would like to see, honestly, down the road, once there is a good program, we have to look at the gender issue. That we need to make the change. That at some very soon in this party, that a woman can be leader of the party, as long as, I'm giving my own personal view, that the orientation of the woman as any candidate would like to take the party forward, etc. But I think that's an important step in terms of our development as a party for the 21st century.
Any branding that you're running with?
I feel restoring our political legitimacy for prosperity and unity in this country.
So what is your team called?
It's not called. As I said to you, I haven't got a team. I haven't got an 11. And my issue is, we've got people of like minds. We are going out. We're talking to people, because you are going to meet many people along the way that have very good views, want to participate in the process. You encourage them to participate in the process. You see, when you say, I have this team, and you then begin to exclude people. My view is, let's go out, let's talk to people who are interested, who want to participate at the level of the executive, encourage them to participate. We may have, in a number of ways, like minds with respect to where we want to take the party and the country. And I think that's the best approach. Let's try not to set up a system where we begin to exclude, but let's go talk to people, hear their views, have the exchange, dialogue, and move